Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is Retire on Dividends, and my name is Jason. And this will be my first video that I'm putting out on this YouTube channel. Really wanted to document my journey trying to retire on dividends. Give you a little bit of background in this video, and then we'll kind of go into my portfolio, which you see here. All right, so first off, this is solely for entertainment purposes. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just putting this out here so you can follow my journey and maybe enjoy seeing how the dividend snowball continues to grow, and can I make it to retirement and live only off dividends? That is my goal, and that is what we're shooting for. To kind of give you a quick background, I have been investing probably for about 10 years. I have a brokerage link account. I have a Roth IRA. And then I have my retirement from my work. So I've got a little bit of money built up, not as much as I would like to have. I'm 45 years old. I would like to retire in 10 years at 55, but it might be closer to the 59 and a half before I'll be able to retire. So we'll just see how things go. So the way that I invest is off the book called Get Rich with Dividends by Mark Lichtenfeld. It is an amazing book. They have it on audiobook on Amazon, or you can order paperback or hardback, I believe. If you never read the book before, I will have a link below. The strategy behind the book basically says buy dividend stocks that are at a 4.7% yield and increase its dividend every single year at least 10% or more. Well, unfortunately, in today's market, you're not really going to find stocks like that. AbbVie would be one. They do increase over 10% usually each year, and they also have I believe it's about a 4.7% dividend right now. So that is about the only stock I could find that followed that philosophy. But what I do is I just find other stocks, even if it's a 3.5% dividend, as long as they're raising at 7 to 10%, then I'm okay with it. And the reason being is the reason you want that 7 to 10% is because you want them to continue doing that. And then when you get into retirement, every time you get a dividend from one of your companies, you're getting a 7 to 10% raise. So you are better than inflation. Inflation is 3% a year. If you just have a principal balance you're drawing 4% from or 6% from, you're eventually going to run out of money, right? So with dividends, you're not going to lose your principal balance because you're only drawing from your dividends that your stocks are creating for you. So the book is really good. I definitely highly recommend it to anybody out there. I got the audiobook version, was listening to it in my car. So really hit home, and definitely the way I'm going to use my strategy for investing going forward. All right, so let's jump into my portfolio real quick. I currently have $132,602 invested. The current yield on those stocks is 3.52% on average. My yield on cost is 3.94%. The reason my yield on cost is higher is because some of these stocks I've had for over a year. There'll be one you'll see here in a minute that I bought back in 2020 when everything crashed because of COVID. So I've got a really great yield on that one, and it really shows, if you can get in these dividend payers early and then hang on to them, you can really build that snowball effect. My annual income right now is $4,669 in dividends. To me, that's amazing. I get that set amount of money, and and all I have to do is just be invested in the stock, keep an eye on it, make sure that financials look good, and as long as you're invested in good blue chip stocks, then most of the time you're not going to have anything to worry about. And also the other good thing about dividend investing is you don't really have to worry too much about the market. If the market's going down like it has the past few days, I know it was up today, but the few days before it's been down, that's not a big deal, because if you're reinvesting your dividends like the book teaches you, then you're okay with the stock price going down some. It doesn't bother you. You're going to buy more shares at a lower price. So, all right, let's jump into my portfolio real quick. The first one is Apple. I had 22.71 shares. It is currently paying out a 0.79% dividend yield for me. As you can see right there, that's my yield on cost. I bought this stock last year, but this is my profits. So this is, I think, about $3,000 in value, a little more. This is all my profits. I took my principal balance out because I'm looking for stocks with a higher than a 0.79% or 0.53% yield. So this stock only pays me $20 annually, but it's pretty much free money. It's my 100% profits off that stock. All right, the next one is one of my favorites, AbbVie. I have 34.26 shares of AbbVie. Currently, I am up $419.29 on my trade. And the dividend yield for me is 5.17% because I was able to get into AbbVie when it was a little bit lower. And my current annual payout for AbbVie is $193.20. There's going to be a bunch of stocks in here that I just bought last month. So you're going to see some that are down, and it's just because I got into them last month. I moved some money around, got out of tech stocks, made some good bit of money off that, and I moved it over into these dividend stocks so I could start this dividend snowball. The next one is going to be ABR, which is Arbor Realty Trust. Really like this stock. They actually do increase the dividends each year. Looks like a solid stock to me. I got in a little bit high, but that's okay. I'll continue to cost average down. I have 371 shares, so I'm down $430 right now. But again, I don't mind that because I got they paid out their dividend. I think it was last week. Yeah, it's like the last day of the month in November. And I bought like 6 more shares in I think it was like for $17.85 or something like that. So I'm okay with it. The yield right now is at 8.05. Since I got into the stock a little bit ahead of time, I'm only getting a 7.56, but I'm 100% fine with that. I'm getting $534.24 annually off this stock. The next one is Allstate, got 43 shares. I'm not going to go into too many details. This video would be too long. I got 43 shares of Allstate. My yield on cost is 2.75%, and I'm making $139.32 annually. Next is Amgen. I really like this one. I'm going to be getting more shares of Amgen. Right now I have 15 shares. It currently yield on cost for me is 3.42. That's because I'm up in this trade $43.80. It's not really a trade. I'm going to be hanging on to it forever or for a long time. And it pays out $105.60 annually. All right, next one is AmeriSafe. You may not be familiar with this one, so I'll give you a little bit of information as to why I bought this company. I currently have 123 shares of AmeriSafe. I am down $457.56 on this stock. This stock shows that my yield on cost is 8.93 and that I'll make $632 annually. Let me explain that in case you go look this stock up. This stock gives a 2% dividend, and they do consistently raise that 2% dividend every single year, I think for 6 years in a row, and they are raising it 7 to 10% or more each year. But the great thing about this company is they throw a special dividend at the end of every year. And for the past 6 years, it's been $3.50, and then this year it was $4. That's a share. $3.50, $4 a share, they're throwing at the end of the year, which makes their dividend come into almost 9%. Well, if you buy it right now, you'd be getting around a 9.54% dividend. So I've been watching this company for years. I wish I would have got into it a while back. It doesn't go up a whole lot in price, but when you're getting an 8.93% dividend, it can stay steady. It's fine with me. I'm really focused on the dividend and reinvesting them and getting the $632 to continue to grow. All right, the next one is another one of my favorites, Edison International. This is going to be a utility. I got 77 shares of it. My current yield on my cost is 4.05%, and I make $204.05 off this stock annually. All right, here's another one of my favorites, Fidelity Financial. I got 174 shares of it. My current yield on cost is 3.49%, and I make $306.24 annually. All right. Next, we have Lockheed Martin. I have 29.19 shares of Lockheed. I've had Lockheed for over a year, and I'm still down $265.91. I'm okay with that. I know Lockheed is the largest defense contractor out there. They're not going to stay negative forever. Eventually, they're going to start ticking up. And the great thing about them is I got a 3.21% dividend paying me $326.92 annually. And Lockheed is very good about raising their dividend every year, 7 to 10% each year. And that's really that sweet spot that I'm looking for. All right, so here's a new position for me that I got in a few days ago. LyondellBasell, I've got 22 shares of it. So I started out of a kind of a smaller position. It's currently yielding me on my cost 5.15% dividend, which is awesome. So I make $99.44 a year from them. Here's another one, Medifast. I got 15 shares of it. My current yield on cost is 2.62%, and my annual income from them on dividends is $85.20. This Medifast company has been really raising its dividend. I think they've done some 30% raises and things like that. So stock's been beaten up a little bit, starting to get down to where I like it. So I decided to go ahead and initiate a position there. All right, I'm sure several of y'all probably already have this one, but this is Mo Altria Group. My current dividend yield on my calls is 8.08%, and I make $414 a year annually off of this stock and dividends. All right, next up is another of everybody's favorite, Microsoft. I luckily got into Microsoft, it was about a year and a half ago, I think, and as you can see, I am up $6,082.63. Now this one doesn't fit my dividend yield strategy, but since I'm up so much money in this stock, my dividend yield is now 1.20. So if they keep doing nice dividend raises, eventually it should catch up with the others. So right now I've got a nice growth dividend stock in Microsoft that I make $125.44 annually in dividends and get some really good growth out of it. All right, next up we got Pepsi. I've got 19 shares of Pepsi. My cost on yield is 2.62%, and annually I make $81.70 in dividends. Prudential Financial, I have 30 shares of it. Currently, my yield on cost is 4.34%, giving me $138 annually. Here's another one that I just recently got into. I really like the valuation on this company. This is a natural gas company, Spire. I picked up 50 shares of Spire, currently getting a 4.47% yield, which gives me $137 annually. T. Rowe Price, another one of my favorites, got 35 shares of it, and it is currently yielding me 2.05%, and I got $151.20 annually from them. I will definitely be adding to this position. This is another one of those that really doesn't quite meet my dividend strategy, because I'd like to get 3% or more, but you get so much growth with T. Rowe, and they've been raising their dividends so much that it could possibly catch up with the others. All right, another dividend stock we have that I've had for, I think I had this one for a couple of months. Texas Instruments, I got 51.31 shares of it. And the reason you're seeing the 0.31 is because of course, I automatically reinvest the dividend. My yield on cost is 2.35%. Stock hadn't really moved a whole lot since I bought it, which is fine. And I get $236.04 a year annually from the stock. All right, I got a small position in Verizon. I'm not going to go overboard with Verizon because, again, Verizon doesn't really raise their dividend very much. They only give you a 2 or 3% raise each year, and the stock's been falling. But I felt it had fallen and hit some areas that I kind of liked it, and I was able to get a 4.93% yield on my cost, although it is now yielding over 5 after the market closed today. $128 is what I get annually from Verizon. All right, and by far my best trade, one of the best trades that I've ever made, and of course I'm just going to hang on to this one forever, ExxonMobil. Back during 2020 when everything was going to doom, I bought 150, they wasn't 155 shares because these are reinvested dividends. I currently have 155.04 shares of Exxon. I can tell you, I believe this right here is my cost basis. I got in at around $36. Currently, the current yield for Exxon is 5.72, but look at my yield on cost, 9.69%. I make $545.75 annually off of this stock. Now, again, you would have had to catch this one during COVID, but this can show you what a stock can do for you in 10 years. I kind of got 10 years of what a compounding dividend would do in a little over a year when everything rebounded. So definitely a great story there. And the last stock I had, this was a personal pick of mine. I found this one just by doing screeners. I've had this one over a year and it's done really well for me. It's called Zoetis. If you want to research it, the stock symbol ZTS. Basically, from what I understand, they're the Johnson & Johnson, or they're the big pharmaceutical company for animals. They make, all the drugs for animals and things like that. People love their animals. They take good care of them. So this company's done really well for me. I got 65.36 shares of it. As you can see, I'm up $4,227.88, which means I'm up about 40%. Now this one, again, is another one that doesn't fit my yield criteria, and I will be keeping an eye on it. They only give a 0.63% dividend on my yield, or if you bought it today, you'd get a 0.45%. The reason I'm sticking with this one is because they've been raising their dividend 20 to 25%, and if they continue to do that, and this is a younger company, then again, they'll catch up with the rest of them. They are actually due to announce another dividend raise any day now. Should be this week, if not this week, next week. So I'm excited to see. Right now I think they give out 25 cents per quarter, so I'm looking for them to raise that to at least 35 cents, and I would be happy. And so with this one, I get $65.36. So if you want to come down here and look at my dividend chart, you can kind of see in January, I'm going to get $244, February $299, and then my big ones are, which most of my companies pay on, 3, 6, 9, and 12 as the months. I'm getting $577. And of course, this is going to continue to increase as companies raise their dividends. I'll also be doing monthly videos where I show you all my actual dividend income from my Fidelity account. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can hang around and see that when those videos come out. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Again, if you're into content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Good luck out there investing.